Good afternoon. This afternoon I want to talk about the variants of LCA. Last time we talked about the phases and how about setting up your LCA analysis. And today I want to talk about those variants in terms of what part of that LCA you're looking at. So the terms that we want to learn is cradle, gate, and grave. And cradle means the very beginning. So that would be the form of the minerals from the resource base. The gate would be where the product is produced, leaves for the consumer. And then the grave is the end of the life of the product as it goes to the dump or whatever happens to it. So when we talk about cradle to gate, we're talking about taking the natural resources, putting them in production, making some use out of it. And so what we want to look at there is what are the wastes, what are the leakages out of the system during that stage of the resources and the product. Then the next one is cradle to grave, and so we want to take it one step further from going from the gate. We want to go from the gate to the grave. After the consumers used it, then what happens to it? And so again, it's that you had those resources to begin with, and now when it goes to the grave, something happens to those resources. Not only do you not reclaim those resources, but you cause other problems. So keep in mind that in almost every situation we have energy going in and raw materials, and we have some effluent stream coming out, and that effluent stream is entering air or water or land. It has to go one of those places. Finally, we have cradle to cradle, and so if you think about the three stages as cradle to gate, and then gate to grave, and then grave to cradle. And so grave to cradle would be, rather than having it end and be buried or gotten disposed of, it's now going to be recycled. So really, that end stage, when you talk about cradle to cradle, is how are you going to recycle that to get it back into that product. So a good example would be plastics, and you start off with plastic bottles and you end up with a polypropylene jacket, and that plastic was turned into a clothing item. And so there are still leakages in there, but now that thing is back into another process, and you can go all the way through. So those are the three variants: cradle to gate, cradle to grave, and then cradle to cradle. And so you have to define which one of those three you're going to look at when you do the LCA. Are you just doing cradle to gate, or are you going all the way with that? Okay. Finally, when we talk about production, use, and then disposal. Okay, so we can talk about that the same way. And an easy way to remember that is take, make, waste. There's a great reading that I provided for you that has some pictures and some comparisons and some different LCAs that have been done. Probably one of the most famous ones that everybody often talks about is, should I use plastic or paper when I go to the store? And so a lot of people have debated about which one is more environmentally friendly, plastic or paper. And so there's a lot of studies that have been done on that, and I encourage you to read it because most of those studies are pretty interesting. And they have different outcomes depending on whether they use the cradle to gate, the cradle to grave, or the cradle to cradle approach. Okay, so good luck with that. Enjoy this. This is a good area to work in, and there's a lot of jobs for people that know how to do good LCA.